And we're on.
All right. Right on.
So, hello again, and welcome to the Jared's Not Funny podcast. I am joined today with Cory Massie.
Hello. Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. We were talking about wrestling right before we started, so let's get into it.
Love some wrestling.
So wrestling, the moment that sticks out the most to you when you figured out that you liked it as a kid. Like, what got you into it? Do you have that moment?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, it's all started definitely going to the Roanoke Public Library when I was like 5 years old, getting WrestleMania 3 on VHS and bringing it home and, impersonating Hulk Hogan. And, I also had an older brother, 4 years older than I was. So, of course, we always would get in wrestling matches with each other and, getting each other in headlocks, make each other cry, bust each other's lips, get in trouble. It was a big part of my youth.
Absolutely. Did you ever buy the title? Did you ever have the
I never
little
had
replica?
a belt. I had toys, and I had the WWF blue ring that was losing a lot of turnbuckles and stuff. This is gonna make me sound really poor, but I remember having just wood blocks with nails in each corner and taking rubber bands around them to have an extra ring or something like that too.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's utilizing what you got.
But it would bring you out just a lot of, I don't know, man. I mean, something that would make, if I had a child and that child wanted to dress up and act as characters and be silly, it's I'm all for whatever you're doing. So wrestling definitely did that to me as a kid and brought out a lot of my personality that I've carried it over into my adulthood. I still feel like that's where I get a lot of my confidence and charisma, even if it is, fake. It's I'm channeling all that energy that I would see from some Macho Man or some, Hulk Hogan, interview or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think wrestling is one of the reasons why I call all my guy friends brother. I'm like, what's up, brother?
Yeah, and it was unfortunate that Hulk Hogan is the one that kind of brought on this podcast, recently passing away, and definitely affected me. I almost forget, the controversy that he had and the controversy that kind of was brought up too with other people, liking him and people bashing that and stuff. But I don't know, man. Hulk Hogan is the godfather of wrestling, and where it is now is owed a lot to him. And he may have done things, but it's he's done a lot of great things as well. And it's that's what I want to kind of celebrate about him is, what he gave to wrestling and made it grow. I mean, the man's the Babe Ruth of wrestling.
Sure.
And yeah, you got to respect that.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, growing up, he was big prior to me watching wrestling, right? And he was the, Hulkamania. And then when I started watching, it was Hollywood Hulk Hogan. I still remember him being Hulkamania, Hulk Hogan being the good guy, eat your vitamins, that kind of thing. But I'll never forget watching, the pay-per-view when he leg dropped, who was Macho Man?
Yeah, Macho Man.
Yeah. And joined with Kevin Nash and Scott Hall.
Hogan's the third member.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
And that really was. That,
it was.
I mean, dude, that was one of the biggest pop culture things of our time, the NWO. I mean, it was everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you were a teenager in the 90s while NWO was popular, all you did was just quote that and DX sort of stuff, and just that's your whole youth, man. And Adam Sandler movies and stuff. It's
when was the last time you watched wrestling?
I mean, it was really it was the night Hogan passed away. I came home from work that night and just felt nostalgic and pulled up YouTube and saw where there was this channel playing some of the greatest Hulk Hogan matches and just some random ones, not ones that were on pay-per-views, but just little Saturday morning Slam Masters or something like that. And
that's cool.
Remembering what he brought, it was his energy, man. He was just so, his eyes real big and just talking and just had the energy for everything. And I'm just sitting here 11:30 at night, just whoa, man, I forgot what this man brought.
Yeah. He was like a cup of coffee in the morning, man. Yeah. Him and Macho Man, just doing the whole brother
that
thing.
Charisma. You either
crazy.
have it or you don't. And that man had it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then you fast forward to like, you got the Stone Colds,
Yeah.
The Rock, like that whole kind of, I guess you would call that like, is that the golden era of wrestling?
I think
golden
the
era?
Attitude Era, is like what with Stone Cold like popularizing wrestling. That's like the Attitude Era, but definitely Hogan and I'm saying WrestleMania 3 was just like the peak of like, all right, this has gone global. It's respected. People like it. We can be, out there and not be made fun of or this, that, or the other. That's kind of 88.
When Hogan defeats Andre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slams him.
Yep. The unslammable. Even though he had probably slammed him like 80 times prior to that.
Could be. It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was all the perception.
Yeah.
So.
Can you remember the moment you figured out that like there's something weird going on here with wrestling? Like something's just not quite right. Almost just like Santa Claus, where it's just like, man, what's up with this Santa Claus tooth fairy sort of stuff?
Kind of. I'd always been told that it was fake. Like no matter what, like anytime you always have like, that family member who's like, oh, it's all fake. I definitely had those family members.
Yeah, the uncle at the cookout or something like that who just craps on your parade.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I remember saying to him one time, because I really was like diehard wrestling fan. I was like 14 and they were like, how can you watch that crap? Right. It's all fake. It's all predetermined. I was like, well, so are movies.
Yeah.
Like movies aren't real, but yet you watch those. TV shows aren't real, like it's all predetermined. So who cares? It's like, yeah, I like to watch guys in there. It's actually probably a little bit better knowing that, they're not in there beating the ever loving shit out of each other as a kid, as opposed to like me sitting down and watching UFC as a kid and watching guys actually like truly, mess each other up, And I'm not saying injuries don't happen in wrestling. They obviously do, and some like very, very terrible ones. But it's like it never, I don't think it ever is, the other wrestler actually trying to hurt him, know. So they're always trying to work together in order to give you the best show that they can, which is what actors do in movies.
Yeah, it's physical theater.
I love that.
Like what a Shakespeare play is. This is just physical theater.
Yeah, And I will say, the older I got, the less that I watched it, but it's because, it's not the same, and I'm sure it dates me for saying that, but it's just not. Like you go back and you watch, wrestling at its peak in the Attitude Era. You watch one match. It doesn't matter who it is, like the other day I turned it on. It was X-Pac versus Shamrock. And I was like, you know what?
Ken Shamrock?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I just watched it. It was one of the King of the Ring matches, and it isn't the same. If you go and watch a match right now, it's not even close to the same.
The word lame kept coming up when I'm like watching them recently.
Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. And it's just, there's no storytelling in the match. It's just like, yeah, they might do something amazing, like one thing, but that's it. That's like, I go back and I watch any of the old stuff and I just think to myself, wow, like I get why I liked it. People who watch it today, I don't see how you do it.
Yeah.
I don't see how you've done it for the past 15 years. I mean, I just don't think it's been, I think ever since The Rock left, it's mild at best.
Yeah. I mean, I think about like my peak wrestling watching years. I thought about it before coming here. Were like 1988 to 1998. Because I was like, well, when was the decline of WCW? And it was like, decline around 98 before being bought maybe in 01. But that's when I was like watching it, still finishing high school, had other things going on, but just, and that's the other thing too, is like, was it WWF still back then, or was it WWE?
I believe it was still WWF.
Yeah, so I'm still WWF all the time. Like I can't call it, anything else. Just like I'm still Roanoke Civic Center, even though it's like the Berglund Center.
Right.
But yeah, those are like my peak times watching for like from 88 to 98. So like I come back to it and look at things, and I'm just like, or something will pop up on my phone of like the best wrestlers, and it's like Roman Reigns, and I'm like, who the hell is Roman Reigns? So there's like people watching this, maybe it's like, my God, he's the best wrestler ever. It's just our time watching it, man. That's when I was a kid watching it. That's when I enjoyed it, and got nothing against what's going on now, this, that, or the other. Totally cool, but that's I don't know, just like music. It's just like we could think that music sucked, 20 years ago, but then it's just like, man, that music is awesome now. It's just your age.
No, that's
just where you are, where you grew up.
That's a fact. And that's why I say I'm not trying to insult anybody by saying it. It's just it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Just like if I go back far enough in wrestling, it doesn't do anything for me. Like even the the WrestleMania where Hulk slams Andre. It's like, to me, it still isn't as entertaining as those, like, that 10-year span when I watched it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same.
Were you bigger WWF over WCW?
No, I was WCW all the
Really?
way.
I was expecting you to say WWF.
I was WCW all the way.
Wow.
Because they had the better product, they had the better video games, and you never knew, like, when somebody was going to defect from the WWF.
Sure.
And that was the big deal. It was like, well, why would I watch that? We're just going to get that guy over to here.
The NWO thing changed everything. I mean, it brought a different aspect to just what we were watching. It was so different. You knew it wasn't really Scott Hall and Kevin Nash coming in, but, like, we still had the moment of just like, were they really coming and taking over? Like, man.
See, how much older are you than me?
I'm 42.
Okay, so you're only 3 years older than me. But still, to me, it was Diesel and Razor Ramon have come over and they're invading WCW. Like, that's what it was to me.
Yeah, I went to WCW shows. I didn't go to WWF shows growing up. So I just felt closer to that. I mean, to me, it's like WWE is like Target and like WCW is Walmart. It's like I'm appreciating, where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
My blue belt of Virginia.
Yeah.
I love my WCW. Blue collar.
Did you ever watch ECW?
Not really. I mean, maybe later on when it was like in the 2000s when they had like Sting or even Hulk Hogan was on there again or something like that. Then maybe I'd watch it, but would be like, oh my God. And then
he's got to hit him with the chair or the kendo stick. Yeah. Or put him through a table. Like those are the things that I remember the most, is like the hardcore matches or the Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah. I didn't get a lot of pay-per-views growing up.
Yeah.
I didn't have the ability to. I mean, I got one pay-per-view with a friend once that was like $50. It was a big deal for me to hand over like a $20 bill and a $5 bill and then just be, I mean, that's kind of the story of WCW altogether. It's just like let down. It's like build up to something awesome, and then that thing comes, and then it's just like a letdown. Yeah. Like even when like Warrior came back and Hogan had that silly paper thing, and they I don't know. They never really followed through with a lot of cool things at WCW. Good build up, pretty cool stories, but just execution was never always there.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And WWF was the exact opposite to me. Yeah. Like they're
polished.
Yeah, big time.
I mean, and I think you got to credit that to McMahon,
Big time.
I mean, we can say Hulk Hogan, we can say Stone Cold, but like Vince McMahon Jr. is the architect of all of this stuff.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Hogan even said, like, when you hear him in an interview, that's not him talking, it's Vince. It's Vince's words coming out of his mouth. He was basically a puppet.
Yeah, and got out there too. I mean, busted some quads at one point too. I mean, that man, put in some work. He wasn't just behind a desk the whole time.
Mm-hmm. He might be. He is the reason.
And his son.
He is 100%
and his daughter.
The reason why Stone Cold Steve Austin was as big as he was.
Sure.
That rivalry is just, Eric Bischoff did it first, but Vince McMahon did it better.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Bischoff was the bad guy and for NWO, and then, McMahon started doing his bad guy routine, and Stone Cold, who was potentially a bad guy at the time,
Bischoff wasn't a very good actor the way that I think like McMahon was like a good actor. Like I believed McMahon more than I did Bischoff.
I can roll with that.
Yeah.
I can definitely roll with that.
Yeah, but it's watching those older WCW shows that would come to the Civic Center, and I remember being very close, like almost against the gates on that ground level, watching it for the first time. And that's when I figured out that like something's kind of weird here, because they wouldn't really punch each other, and like they, kind of kick the ground as they're punching. And I'm like, he's not even hitting them. Like, what's going on? Like, why is he acting like he just got hit and he didn't even get touched right now? and then it's like, okay, whatever, you know, like this is still fun. I'm enjoying it.
Curtain is up. I mean, you know, I can watch it to this day, and it's like
sports entertainment.
It's sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment.
Like I don't like to watch it to this day, but me and my mom, we haven't missed a WrestleMania or a Royal Rumble.
And I love that.
Yeah.
That you have that.
Yeah. It's actually WrestleMania now, because now Royal Rumble actually go over to a buddy's house who is a wrestler. He's like an amateur wrestler, but it's like, you know, 10 of us get together and we draw names out of a hat for both the women's and the men's Royal Rumble. And so every time that your person gets eliminated or eliminates someone or hits a finisher, you have to take a shot. And let me tell you, all of us end up sleeping at his house, or you get an Uber. That's just the way that happens. I mean,
if you had the opportunity to be in a match, would you do it?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think I would too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I would 100% do it.
You know who you'd want to wrestle?
And it would, like, not the living or dead, just like, no.
So let's give any answer you want.
Any
Alive
answer.
or dead?
Okay. I would say the Undertaker.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say Undertaker.
You'd let him tombstone you and everything?
Oh, heck yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm totally down for that.
How much would how much would you get paid? Would you do it less? Would you do it for $1,000?
Oh, yeah. I would.
Yeah, I think it would too.
Hell yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah.
why?
I know he'll take care of me.
Yeah, why not? I mean, yeah, if I was like fighting Prime Undertaker, I'd be totally good. I don't know about Undertaker these days.
I don't think he'd want to take you on these days.
Yeah, not because I'd win, but because I'm a hefty load to lift up.
Shoot,
and
no.
you know, with the back issues, it's like I don't know if I'd want to. I'd rather take a tombstone than a choke slam right now.
Yeah, for sure.
For
I
sure.
wouldn't want to get like power bombed.
No.
You know, don't even do one in the pool or nothing.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a wrestling ring?
Not an actual real wrestling ring. Just only, you know, the trampolines and the swimming pools, man. That's when they would get the worst.
Yeah, I'd like to know just like how hard the mat actually is. You know, I've always wondered that, because I know there's a little bit of give.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you watch it, it's still stiff as shit.
That, and just being an adult and watching this stuff too, like someone like Triple H about to come out, even like pouring a water bottle on his head. I'm just like, God, these guys are so wet. They're so dripping wet. It's like, I wouldn't want to like.
It's like
they
I'm
probably
playing
got
with
like
them in
baby
the shower.
oil or like Vaseline all over him too, and they just look so wet and gross. And I'm like, God, I don't want to headlock this guy. You know, that's the adult I've become, I guess now. But
I hope he's wearing deodorant.
but it's like, I wouldn't want that. It's
Yeah.
a greasy man, you know, to headlock him, and who knows?
Just have a sweat dripping down your face. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun thing.
But the ropes, that's what I was getting at. Is like those ropes have got to be just like dripping as well. And I don't think anybody comes out and like cleans them off or anything.
Yeah, I don't think
So
so.
it's like I would go out for the next match and then it's just like dripping from your baby oil from your last match or something. What would you want to look like if you were a wrestler? Would you have like blue jeans, or would you wear like tight pants and boots, or would you have long hair, face paint?
I think I would do something like Kevin Owens. Like I would have like, you know, a t-shirt and like, you know, just like sport shorts or something, you know, like nothing tight, you know, nothing tight. Forget the tight stuff.
What if you had like a banging body? Would you still be?
I mean,
you're a wrestler, dude. Probably taking steroids.
Yeah,
You're fit.
I mean, if I'm buff, I'm probably still wearing like pants, but like the tight pants, like Triple H, you know, back in the day, Hunter Hearst Helmsley type thing. I could do something like that. With definitely got to have wrestling boots.
You know, when I first met you and we started getting to know each other, and wrestling's kind of coming out of my life, I see the wrestler Jeff Jarrett, and I always thought of you being like, dude, like if you put on a Jeff Jarrett outfit, I think that's his name, right? The one with the guitar. Yeah. Even a
Don't
musician.
piss me off.
It's just like, dude, you could be Jeff Jarrett for like Halloween, and it would be perfect.
Good old Jeff. Yeah, I like Jeff Jarrett. He was the whole reason why I figured out wrestling was fake. So, yeah, because on a pay-per-view that I was super excited, it was supposed to be him versus Hulk Hogan, or Hollywood Hulk Hogan, whatever. And I think Jeff Jarrett was supposed to win, but Hulk Hogan wouldn't let him, like, in the back, like all the politics and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he comes out and he just lays down for him. And that was a pay-per-view, bro. Like, you paid money to see that.
Yeah.
So for that to be the end of the pay-per-view, I became a WWF fan.
Okay, so
very
that was
quickly.
WCW
That was
letting you
WCW.
down again.
Yeah.
Not being able to come through.
Yeah.
God, come on, WCW.
Yeah. I tell you where they did come through is when Carl Malone and Dennis Rodman were part of it. That was cool.
If you were gonna ask, like, what were some of the best, like, tag teams, I thought that was gonna be like a corny answer. It would just be like Dennis Rodman and Carl Malone.
You mean Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan?
And Hulk Hogan and Carl Malone and who else?
Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh my God, I can never get into DDP, man. Didn't dislike the guy, but just
See, I liked him.
I didn't dislike him.
I liked him because
I just was never like, oh, DDP, yeah.
I liked
He
him.
had a hot ring wife girlfriend though.
Kimberly.
I think. Kimberly, yeah.
Yeah, never forget.
Is she your number one?
No. No.
I think we have the same one.
Stacy Keibler.
Stacy Keibler.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
It's got to be.
I'm not a thigh sort of a guy but something about her thighs and like going in the ring just set me up.
Yeah. She was beautiful. And
I think she even dated George Clooney.
I think she did.
Yeah.
I think you're right. But yeah, not only was she beautiful, but I liked her a lot more too because she let Bubba Ray put her through tables. And that's just, that's her decision, like she's telling them in the back, yeah, you can put me through a table. And I'm like, dude, this is the coolest chick on the planet.
That's a cool chick.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I wish that I could just put Rachel through a table. I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking.
Have you ever like power bombed her on a bed or anything?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we've
course.
wrestled before.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, no, it's fun. I let her flare chop me,
Oh yeah.
It's fun.
I'm glad we brought up Ric Flair. Ric Flair is another one who I think has been doing this forever. The man was doing it before I started watching. The man is still out there wrestling now. Like, he is an icon of this.
I think it's going to hit me when Ric Flair dies.
Yeah, that'll be a big one.
Like, Hulk Hogan was like a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting older.
Yeah.
Like, Hulk Hogan, the guy who is wrestling. Like, when
He
I
passed around the same time as Ozzy Osbourne,
Yeah.
And I felt more when Macho Man died, because that was a sudden one. I think it was even on my mom's birthday. But that one, because it was out of the blue, and you read about how it happened. Then it's like he had a heart attack and, wrecked his car into a tree and like killed his wife. And terrible story.
Yeah. It's, yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah. And then just I don't know, there's been a lot of other tragedies surrounding wrestling and just their aggression and just things that have happened. People talk about Owen Hart still. That was a tragic one, falling. And,
Yeah.
There's been a lot that's happened in wrestling.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yeah, those Beyond the Match shows that have come on have kind of kept me and helped me get a lot of a backstory of what was going on too.
Yeah, that's the thing I like more now. I do like going and seeing the behind the scenes stuff from the days when I watched.
Yeah.
Like that to me is entertaining. Just to know what the politics were, why certain people were getting pushes at the time, like how did The Rock go from being Rocky Maivia, like a nobody, to like literally in 2 months, he's like the hottest heel
sucks.
alive,
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, you find a good catchphrase and a good look.
You get a rocket ship strapped to your ass.
I mean, think of Stone Cold, how it's just like he was been in it for decades, but it wasn't until it's like he shaved his head and put on that leather vest and started coming up with some better catchphrases.
Austin 316 means I just whipped your ass.
Oh, man. Everybody's saying that growing up.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it was either an NWO shirt or you had an Austin 316 shirt. Mm-hmm. And, that was one thing. There was one WrestleMania where they had D-Generation X and the NWO, the founding members, mind you, right? The founding members. So just Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan, and Kevin Nash came out on Triple H, HBK, Badass Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, and X-Pac. And that was one of the coolest moments, because you believe, like, technically on paper, Hulk Hogan should be able to take on, Triple H and or Shawn Michaels, right? And then Scott Hall, well, actually, if we had to line them up, I would say that it would be Scott Hall is about to take on Shawn Michaels because that's one of the best ladder matches of all time.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan takes on Triple H, and then Kevin Nash potentially could take those other three. You know, just because they're not, if we're looking at it on a scale of power and, you know, what they've accomplished, it's like you believe Kevin Nash could take the other three. So it seemed like pretty good odds.
Yeah.
You know.
And speaking of Kevin Nash, I think I got to give Kevin Nash the better film career than even maybe a Mr. Terry Boella, you know, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I mean, we loved him, didn't know it back then, but he was Super Shredder and Secret of the Ooze. I mean, I'm a huge Punisher fan, and he was the Russian in the Thomas Jane Punisher movie.
Yep. He was in The Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard.
And he was hilarious, getting put on estrogen. Like, that was fun. That was funny to just see him, you know.
Magic Mike movies.
Acting like he's having hot flashes. Not in Magic Mike, but yeah, Magic Mike.
I was thinking of the Giant in Waterboy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Captain Insano.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Who do you think is the wrestler you probably impersonate and talk like the most?
Oh, it's either Ric Flair.
I mean, is it a daily basis you probably quote wrestlers?
Yeah.
Probably. It probably is.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like Ric Flair, like I'll say woo. Woo! I'll definitely do a woo. Woo! Yeah, like it just feels good sometimes.
It does.
You know? Especially whenever I'm drunk. I'll woo the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Woo! And I would say just overall, right, like I will sometimes just break into a Hulk Hogan. I'll be like, let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah.
You know, or you know, The Rock, you know,
Wow.
where I'll hit you with, hey, what's that thing called? Whenever it's like, oh, this is it doesn't matter what it's called. You know, I like to hit Rachel with those. That's pretty fun.
Yeah. Everybody's got a Macho Man impression, and I
Ooh,
love it. I want to
yeah.
hear it. Yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
It's great.
Yep.
Who's that one comedian that does like the best Macho Man? I don't remember his name, but it's so good. He does a great Jesse the Body Ventura as well. With the Baja. No, that's another one. That's Will something that was on Mad TV. Does a great Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'll have to look it up. The Macho Man.
Impressions? Comedian?
Impressions. Comedian.
That's probably him.
That's probably him. Let's see.
Oh, did you cook meat for me like I'm a fancy? Larry did. Oh, Larry.
Larry! But yeah, since you didn't like it raw, you wanted it a little well done.
Yeah.
There you have it. That's really rocking the hip-hop world. That's bad news.
Nation touching my wiener when I'm a little boy. Yeah. Really got into it.
Oh, wow.
Thrust it into his hand. Yeah. Came all over the place. Yeah. Zulu Nation, you were there, you were watching.
By the way, Macho Man Randy Savage eating.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's probably the best Macho Man impression there is.
Dan Soder.
Yeah. Then there's other Macho Man, like Macho Man Universe things that I've seen on my phone of people dressing up like him. And I don't know, just going to the grocery store and like getting oat milk. And it's like, oh, yeah, oat milk and stuff like that.
Oh, when you get the oat milk inside of you, it's so good. Yeah. Woo! So, all right.
I think I got you. I think something that would really tell the viewers, you know, where we are coming from as wrestling fans is like name your top 5, like your top 5 wrestlers.
You literally just stole what I was about to say.
Right on.
Yeah. Okay. Top 5 in no particular order.
Okay. No particular order.
Okay. Triple H. Undertaker. The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold. Then Hulk Hogan.
And that's your personal one.
That's my personal one.
That sounds very reminiscent of like what you would maybe also consider like, you know, the best ones ever to do it.
Yeah. those are my top ones. Like growing up, if I could see any of the 5 of them wrestle, I would watch it.
Did you see any of these guys wrestle?
Oh yeah,
You've seen them all, like in real?
in real life. Yeah. So saw Hulk Hogan, saw The Rock, Stone Cold. I never did, but I did see The Undertaker, and I did see Triple H.
Yeah, I never got to see Nitros at the Civic Center or Raws or anything like that. I didn't go to any of those, unfortunately.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like there's a lot more WCW guys in like the top 10. You know, like Sting would be next.
Yeah.
You know, but like WCW Sting. You know, like
blonde hair.
That and the Crow.
Yeah.
But like that Sting, like WCW Sting, not AEW.
Yeah. So that's my number one, actually, is Sting.
Sting, number one.
He was the one that as a kid super affected me. And like I loved I was always drawn towards like face paint and like high energy. So it's like Sting was my number one. Ultimate Warrior's my number 2. And then I had the list. Hang on.
Yeah, you do like the face paint then, right?
I do. And if you had like in the 80s, like headbands, you know, that was a big thing, like Rambo or something. It's like I love wearing headbands, and good guys wear those headbands. Number 3 would be Macho Man.
Okay.
Fan of his before, but just it's really later in life and even after his death more. I mean, see him in that Spider-Man movie, and just I have a prior relationship where with a girlfriend where we loved impersonating Macho Man and stuff like that. Ric Flair would be my number 4, you know, just because I respect that man. I almost gave it to Hogan, but it's like this is my personal list, and I'm going to give it to Ric Flair over Hogan personally. I just felt like Ric Flair has affected me more, and, you know, I have more of Flair DNA in me than I do Hogan DNA going forward.
I can appreciate that.
In my 5th one, you're not going to – this is kind of a big one. You might not know, but there was a character on WCW, Mortis. He was like a skull with like black and green. He was kind of a villain to the Sub-Zero character that was on there at the time.
Really?
But his real name is Chris Canyon.
Oh, I know Chris Canyon.
Yeah, Chris Canyon.
You're talking about Glacier.
Yeah. Well, no, this is Mortis. So
No.
Glacier was another guy.
I'm saying you said the kind of Sub-Zero guy.
Yeah.
So Glacier was who Canyon was kind of going against.
I think so.
So Canyon wore a mask at the time, because I don't remember that,
Well,
but I
yeah,
remember.
man, you can pull
but
him
I
up,
remember
see how
Chris
cool that
Canyon.
he is.
Yeah.
So he was one that just like, as I was getting older, and this is when I was like kind of getting away from, man, this is kind of, you know, going away from me. But like the moves that he did, Chris Canyon, I think he even has a nickname, the Innovator of Offense.
Yeah.
Like the moves that he would do would just like make me go, oh my God. Like he's seen a suplex done that way, or like a leg drop. He was just so different with the way that he would, you know, perform things, and just his look was awesome.
Yeah, he looks like a green La Parka, which is like
Yeah.
a really cool green La Parka.
Yeah, La Parka was a cool character too. You know, I remember when DDP dressed up like him and gave that diamond cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he would be my 5. I just think he's really cool, really innovative.
Yeah, it's,
You know, kind of under the radar.
No, I like it. It's I gotta look him up, and like a couple of matches of him wrestling, because like I said, it's weird. I don't remember him.
Mm-hmm. Another one that's kind of under the radar that I really loved growing up was the Great Muta.
Oh yeah.
You know, he had like that green or red tongue, and even, I mean, I couldn't wait to get out like on that baseball field and like get that water and just like spit it with that spray, just like Great Muta. I mean, you still got me doing it maybe if I was out there, but yeah, I love the Great Muta.
I like Yokozuna as well.
He was cool. Yeah, I liked him in the video games.
I loved him in the video games.
We bonded over that. I mean, we played some video games growing up. Not you and I personally, but playing those same games.
Yeah.
But
Doink the Clown was in
that
there.
arcade one was really awesome growing up.
Yeah, for sure. Because that had Razor Ramon and Diesel and Yokozuna, Shawn Michaels,
Undertaker, yeah, HBK.
Yeah, man. Like Hulk Hogan, of course, Macho Man. Like that's that was a cool game. That was like, it was one of the coolest wrestling games even to this day.
Yeah.
You know, to be able to pick up and play. It's just fun.
The coolest one I remember growing up was on PS1, WCW Nitro, when it was showing like the title screen and like where you pick your wrestlers, and it would show a video of the wrestler doing something. That was so awesome to see, like actual video. It like blew me away. You know, before it was, I mean, we grew up on Nintendos and I was a Sega guy. Nintendo or Sega?
Nintendo.
Yeah.
All the way. Yeah, Nintendo. And not that I didn't like Sega, but like my neighbor had it and I had a Nintendo, so it was like, then I had the Super Nintendo, and that had a couple of really good wrestling games on it. But yeah, as far as consoles go, growing up as a kid, it was always Nintendo. Nintendo 64 had the best wrestling games on it, period, end. There was nothing better. The THQ wrestling games where it was WCW versus NWO World Tour, I'm
glad you're mentioning the titles, because I remember like growing up, like LJN, like their games sucked.
Yeah. WCW versus NWO Revenge. Mayhem was trash. Like that was total trash. And WWF for the longest time had like the Attitude games, and those sucked. Those were terrible. And then finally they struck a deal with THQ and they came out with WrestleMania 2000, which to this day, one of the greatest wrestling games ever. And then No Mercy, like the next year, and No Mercy was incredible because it's like everything that you wanted out of WrestleMania, which was already an incredible game, you got out in No Mercy. Like they almost couldn't do it better, Like it gave you everything you wanted in a wrestling game.
Yeah.
Had a Dreamcast. There was a game called Royal Rumble on the Dreamcast, and that was the first game you could have up to eight people inside the ring at one time, which was just mind blowing.
Yeah.
You
mentioned you had a lot of toys growing up too.
I did. I had a ton of the figures. I still have a lot of them. I had the wrestling rings and all that stuff, but I would do like freeze frame movies, where like I would press record, then press stop, and then I would go and I would move the wrestler just a little bit, press record, press stop, move them a little bit more, and make full-on matches, and that was fun. That was a lot of fun. The greatest match I ever did was it was Buff Bagwell versus Scott Steiner.
I love me some Buff Bagwell.
And I thought this was going to look
Big
cooler.
Papa Pump. Like
my parents would watch it anytime I come up, I do a match, and they thought it was so cool. And I had this. I had on my VCR. I had recorded Nitro the night before, and Sting came from the rafters.
Yeah.
And I put Sting on like a fishing hook, and so right in the middle of this awesome match that I'm doing freeze frame, I end up playing the VCR, pressing record on the VCR. I mean on the camcorder, and then as it's like, oh my god, it's Sting, and I'm like lowering him down, in real time, and they're not moving, and then as soon as he gets down, he has his baseball bat, and he as soon as I let him down with the fishing string, he's like sideways, but then he sits up, really fast, and he starts hitting him with baseball bat.
Yeah, I love all this creativity.
Yeah, like that was fun. And you got little ketchup packets, right? So that you could just barely dab their head, like that was fun.
I had to clean out, the toys from the parents' house. It's like, go ahead and take this crap. And then I go through that bag to see what was in there. And in my head, it's like, I had these figures, these toys, but then you pull them out and look at them and it's like, gosh, I shredded these toys. Like I took like razor blades to them and and give them battle damage and stuff like that. There was like red marker from blood. I had a Hogan figure that I'd like Sharpied NWO and gave him a black beard and stuff
awesome.
like that.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, it's a weird thing too in wrestling where you can have your. I remember Hollywood Hulk Hogan was supposed to be wrestling somebody, but he came out to the theme music of Hulkamania in the orange and red. And I don't know what it was, but it was weird because I was like, he's got the what?
Red and yellow?
Red and yellow, sorry. But yeah, I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, this guy's doomed. He might have beat Hollywood, but he ain't beating Hulkamania. It's like, it's the same person, but it's a different character, and that's something else that I really liked. Mick Foley. Mick Foley was Mankind, Cactus Jack, and Dude Love, And it was depending on who he was wrestling is who he would morph into. And I always used to get excited whenever I'd see Cactus Jack come out for a while.
Yeah.
But then he'd bring out Mankind because it was a Hell in a Cell match, So like I said, same person, different character.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was cool when guys could do that and it'd be, still fun, because not a lot of wrestlers did that.
No.
Not a lot of wrestlers have that extra little something they can reach back
multiple personas.
Yeah, be a different character, and yet you still believe it. Like, you're still like, oh my gosh.
I mean, what if it was like McMahon came to you and he's like, hey, I have this great idea for you, Jared. Like, you're gonna be the milkman, or like something super lame or stupid. Like, are you gonna be like, nah, man, I don't want to do that, or like, all right, yes, sir, I'll do that, and I'll be the best milkman, that I can be, or whatever. I think
I would be like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. Just because, it's an opportunity to do what you, as a kid, you wanted to always do. And if you have to be the milkman in order to do that, I mean, screw it, dude.
You got to pay your dues.
Yeah. I mean, trust me.
You're getting lunch at TGI Fridays after we go.
I could easily show up with 2 gallons of milk and, chug them down. I drink a lot of milk. Do you drink milk?
What are we talking? Like 2%, 1% vitamin D? Whole? You're a whole milk dude?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look at me. Of course. Yeah, dude.
If they don't have 1%, I ain't getting shit.
1%?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how much more sugar is in that?
I mean, I still, like 20 years ago, living in Charlottesville, like this, I'm not going to name names, but like coming by and he's like, 2%. Like, this must be very rich. And I'm like, felt so offended by that. And just, I don't know, getting later, wanting to lose weight, you got to mix it with protein shakes or whatever. And 1% is just easiest to go down. That's my thing. That's my jam. 1%. Whole milk.
Oh, yeah.
Whole milk.
I want the whole thing.
Like, I will go to Walmart, and if they don't have 1%, then it's like, I'm walking out. I'm not getting the 2%. I'm not getting the whole milk. Nah, man.
Yeah.
God, whole milk, I just would imagine be like a coffee creamer or something, to be so thick.
No. It's not that much thicker than 2%.
Maybe not.
But I like whole milk.
Well, you about to get it now.
Only whole milk.
Jared uses whole milk. When I asked that guy to use 1% on me, it gets stuck in my hair.
Only whole milk for the milkman. Hell yeah. What would I could cut a promo be like, oh, Hulk Hogan, I'm gonna bang your wife because that's what the milkman does. Yeah, I don't know. It just sounds like something.
I was thinking something stupid on the way up. There was like 2 things I thought of. I thought of like a decades man who could be like the Dude Love and Cactus Jack, because it's like I could come in on like 50s and then 60s and then be like a hippie and then be like some breakdancing guy for the 80s and do like, because it's all about setup and doing some cool new move.
For sure.
It's like I would just do some like cool spin move and then just like, I don't know, kick the legs out from under you and give you Texas Cloverleaf or something like that.
Yeah.
But get that pop from the audience and, you know how to work them.
Is that who you would be? You would be the Century Man?
I don't know. Maybe. I'll be whatever. I'm like you, where it's like, I'll do whatever I got to do, what's best for the match. And if I got to, lose to this guy or lose to this guy, or I beat this guy or DQ because, Macho Man comes out, or, Bruce the Barber Beefcake or something, that's fine too.
Yeah, but what if McMahon says, Corey, I want you to come out with me, and you're gonna be Fecal Boy.
Mr. McMahon, I've heard about you in this fecal stuff, dude.
Well,
I've heard you like to take dumps on people's heads.
Is that a yes or a no?
I almost with them would just be like, sure, I can't be like a manager or a ring announcer or something like that. How about I wipe the ropes off after Jared's match since he's so greasy out there?
As Fecal Boy, though.
Fecal Boy. I mean, I would just have to create a cool catchphrase or something cool to say, because then anybody could, make it. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as you got the right energy and you got the right attitude and you got the right entrance music. I mean, just all those things got to fit together in some way, and you can make it work.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the attitude I like to hear. Now get out there, Fecal Boy.
So something that
I would wear white trunks with like a brown stain on the
Hell yeah, dude.
and then it's like my closing move would be like you're on the ground, then like I sit on your face or something like that. And
You could call that, it's the McMahon.
and then you're just like, oh my God. Like,
He's doing the McMahon.
it's in my nostrils.
My God, JR. My God. Look at the carnage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is Jim Ross probably the, biggest announcer, the one that you remember the most?
Yeah, him and Jerry the King. Yeah, those two together. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked Tony Schiavone and
I'm a Bobby the Brain guy.
Mean Gene.
I feel good. Mean Gene is. Yes, I love Mean Gene Okerlund.
Mm-hmm.
That man has been through all of the wrestling that I remember watching. I feel very close to him. I almost feel like it's like when 9/11 happened and Kurt Loder was on there reporting. It's like, now this is who I'm like feeling right now is Kurt Loder. Thank you in this time of need. It's like Mean Gene Okerlund has been a part of wrestling forever. I love you, Mean Gene Okerlund.
Yeah. Well, something that Cory doesn't know is that we're about to end the podcast, and what I'm going to do is challenge him to a little duel in some wrestling game. We're going to play 2K24. And if he beats me, I'm going to give him $100.
Whoa, cool.
So, be thinking about who you're going to pick.
We got to see what characters are. I haven't played a wrestling game in I don't know how long. And I'm a PlayStation guy over Xbox. So your wonky controller.
So you won't be seeing Cory as much on the podcast. So. I'm just kidding.
I love that we identified on WCW, though. I could have sworn you were going to be WWF.
Yeah, no.
It's just like all your wrestlers are like WWF, WWE guys.
Yeah, but when you look at longevity of careers and accomplishments, it's like no. Like it's
And we were there for maybe not the inception of WCW, but we kind of saw WCW rise and then fall. So it's like there's something else there about it too.
Yeah. And a lot of them did come to WWF.
Yeah.
And did okay. Booker T, my gosh. Like that, I remember seeing him in WCW, and he was one of the few people that never went to the NWO, and then he came over and he became world champion and all this other shit. So,
yeah.
And who'd have known Booker T would be the one, like, but that's one thing is like, once again, when The Rock left and when Stone Cold wasn't around and when HBK was hurt, and it's like Triple H, you got Triple H and The Undertaker. Well, you can't build your show off of two guys, right? You got to have more talent. So they, said, hey, we got Booker T, we got, John Cena, we got these other guys that we can make into superstars, that are more like B guys.
Is there anything you would want to, that you haven't been able to say yet that you really want to get out on this wrestling podcast? All things wrestling right now.
All things wrestling for this one. No, other than I would say if you're going to indulge in wrestling at all, go and watch the Royal Rumble. That's the best.
Those are easy to flick on because you're just seeing
the Royal
30
Rumble
wrestlers come out.
It's
basically
the most fun wrestling can be. WrestleMania is cool, but it doesn't always deliver. But Royal Rumble, it doesn't matter. There's always going to be something cool that happens at Royal Rumble. So, other than that, no. I think I'm satisfied. What about you?
Well, I mean, I had a few notes, like just like maybe some of your favorite tag teams. Like I really wanted to mention the Legion of Doom, like the Road Warriors, because that also brings like the most oh shit moment I had growing up was being at my grandma's house. I couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 years old. And I don't even think it was WCW back then. It was something else. And this could be the wrong person, but I remember Dusty Rhodes being all passed out in the ring. And then the Road Warriors came out in their like shoulder pads with the spikes and just so scary looking. And then took a spike off of their shoulder pad and then like stabbed Dusty Rhodes in the eye with it. And there was so much blood. And it super fucked me up as a kid because I'm just like, oh my God, look at all this blood. Like this guy's going to die. And then it cuts off to like something else. And you're just like, what happened? Like, oh my God. And it's like, Cory, we're leaving. It's like, what is happening right now? But Legion of Doom, yeah. And, the Road Warriors, they're probably in Demolition's another tag team. Once again, face paint and just scary looking. I gravitate towards that face paint sort of stuff, man.
You like the older tag teams.
Yeah, well, 42.
Yeah.
Showing a little bit of age difference there, too, I guess. And But yeah, there were some big ones for me. Do you remember who you can maybe consider like the worst wrestler? Or watching matches that you could be like, God, this dude sucks.
Gold-Dust.
Gold-Dust?
I always hated Gold-Dust. I always hated him. he was a weirdo. It was weird, you know? He just always made me feel as a child uncomfortable. Yeah, like I did not, and he was in those games we were talking about.
Yeah.
You know, like he was around forever.
And he's a Rhodes boy.
He's still wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, he is still wrestling, dude. You think about that. He was on a video game in, like, 1990.
Dusty Rhodes. And then there's Cody Rhodes, who's big in wrestling now.
Yeah.
And then their dad, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember a Steve Mongo McMichael?
Oh, yeah.
He's who I consider, like, the worst.
The worst. Yeah. Steve Blackman.
Watching him on Nitros and stuff, I'm just like, God, this dude sucks.
Yeah, Steve Blackman was another one for me. Or the Big Boss Man. Like, they sucked.
I really wanted to love Ken Shamrock, you know, because I was watching UFC back then on VHSs, like on snow days.
Yeah.
And then for him to come over, just, I don't know, man. I just loved his look. I loved what he was about. But yeah, it didn't take off the way that maybe it should have or I would have liked.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, best tag teams for me, Kane and X-Pac. They were a tag team for a little while there. I loved seeing those two. It was like D-Generation X with the Big Red Machine at his peak, and that was pretty cool. The Rock and Sock connection, right?
Yeah.
The Rock and Mankind, which not only were they a great tag team and the tag team champions, but they had that whole segment where it's This Is Your Life, you know, where Mankind like presented The Rock with like his old gym teacher, his old girlfriend, you know, and all this other stuff. That was one of the best segments of Raw of all time. I think it was on Raw or SmackDown. I love that. And then I got to go with the Hardy Boys. You know, them doing the things that they did with ladders, where jumping off of like a 30-foot ladder onto a guy on a table, you know, like that was crazy shit back
impressive.
in the day.
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's still to this day. I guess it was like a 40-foot ladder he was jumping off of, but yeah, those were nuts. Or for Edge to spear Jeff Hardy off the top of one of those ladders and him like have to land on his back from that high up. I mean, dude, that's nuts. Like, that's crazy.
So did you go to the Nitro shows and Raw shows when they came to Roanoke?
Oh, yeah. Every single one.
I mean, people would go and then they would talk like, oh, so-and-so was, you know, at the TGI Fridays afterwards. I think they even had pictures and stuff on the walls. I remember one of, like, Big Show, and I don't think I've ever met any and, like, shook their hands growing up. That's the thing about some of these wrestlers is, like, even watching them on that channel now, it's like I could walk by them at Walmart and then not even notice who it was.
There was one person I met at a gas station in Nashville, Tennessee, that was very random, and I just said, "You're this person," and he turned around, very, very like adrenaline junkie type voice, like, so he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Hey, cool." I was like, "Nice to meet you." He's like, "Nice to meet you," and I didn't. This will kind of tell you something. I didn't have a good enough phone to take a picture, so I was just like, "Hey, great to meet you, man. Like, just meeting you is enough. Like, I don't have anything for you to sign, or I don't even have a camera or nothing. But it's just nice to meet you." He was like, "It's great to meet you." You know, Roddy Piper.
Oh wow, yeah,
So,
big time.
that was
we
cool.
love him on It's Always Sunny as well.
Yep.
You know?
So he's you know, he's a favorite of mine just because I like his story. You know, I like, you know, who he is outside of the ring, but I also liked him, you know, growing up as a kid. He was a fun guy to watch.
Yeah, I loved his energy too.
Yeah. So, you ready to get it on, brother?
Yes, so man, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Let's wrestle in real life. What do you say? Let's get a trampoline and
Give me another month or two for my back to be healed, and I'd be.
I do not want to get out there. I know well enough that like I am not getting on a trampoline at this age. I'm not like fucking around with you at the pool. Like, no, we are too old. Our bodies can't do that stuff. We're not messing with that.
I don't know. We can make something happen. On a trampoline, come on.
We could put you in a sleeper hold or something.
Yeah, I'll put you in the figure 4.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Yeah, I know how to do that.
We're not doing that, man.
Okay, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not doing. We're gonna wrestle, but we're gonna wrestle
You're gonna
virtually.
smash desk is what we should do. Bring a ladder in here. I'll lay down on top of this, and you give me some elbow.
Yeah,
and
dude.
we'll close the video like that.
Oh, can we do that now?
And then take a fluorescent bulb and then.
Yeah, dude. I was about to say I can get up on the chair, man, and just we break the table right now.
This is what wrestling does to you.
Yeah.
God.
Well,
But I love it.
you'll see another video that says the aftermath of the wrestling podcast. So, and that's going to be me versus Cory. I haven't played this game in forever either. I literally just have it because I game share with somebody, and Cory asked me, "Do you have a wrestling game?" And I was like,
let's see it.
Yeah, let's do this because I don't know how to play it either. So, for those of you who have this game and are good at this game, I'm very sorry for what you're about to see because we're not going to do well, but one of us will win. I don't care if it takes all day. Brother, we're going to crown a champion. Me or you.
It's gonna be me.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of the Snake Man kind of a. I'm losing. Little D.
So this has been the Wrestling Podcast. We really appreciate you coming and listening to our talk. We love you very much. Once again, this is Jared's Not Funny. And this is Cory.
I'm Cory saying good night and good evening, and I hope you have a good rest of your life.
Peace out, y'all.